Today, first of all, we're gonna check out the Grim Dawn 1.2.1.6 playtest patch notes. If you like, everybody can play this one. This is not the internal playtest for Grims of Astakarn. Yeah, Fangs of Astakarn. And if you would like to play these like playtests, right? You can go here in the official forums to the public testing FAQ, right? And just like go to beta tab and like put in this code, and then you have, well, access to the public playtest as well. So anybody can play this. Let's see. So I don't think they have like all too much in store compared to like last patch, but I mean this is probably gonna be like the last like public playtests before like Fangs of Astakarn. They added like some stuff for modding. They added some new like tech to some skills that like probably didn't quite work for like alternative weapon sets here for like devotion powers, right? And then also we were like talking about this like a couple of weeks ago, right? Like you can like speedrun XP in the Crucible by like just dying repeatedly on softcore. Yeah, they fixed that one. That's no longer possible, so I guess the speedrun that we all know from like the guide I made as well is like still the best and fastest way to do it now, at least on hardcore. I mean, the Crucible stuff was like never really like hardcore viable anyway, but I guess rest in peace, Crucible speedruns and softcore as well. Elixir of Spirit has its cooldown reduced to 12 seconds. The amount of energy restored has been reduced proportionally. So yeah, you can like use your mana pot or like energy pot more often, but it will restore less energy. Whether you like that or not, I think like people that have no issue like with clicking buttons will like those. People that hate clicking buttons will probably not like this that much. I think for like what they have in store with Fangs of Astakarn, this change makes sense, but we'll see. Also, physical resistance has been further nerfed across the board, but like physical damage across the board has also been further nerfed, which means like armor is even more important now, and it's even harder to get physical resistance, which means that most stuff in the game that deals physical damage, just build armor against it and like probably don't even need physical resistance that much. You will still of course need physical resistance against like the big heavy hitters in the end game though, right? And it's gonna be even harder to get phys for those. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make like endgame harder or easier, but yeah. Kaiser, did I read Kaiser? Oh my god. Yeah, Kaiser. Kaisers unite. Okay, what the hell, where did my stream go? Long live Grim Dawn, exactly. Did I fucking close the window? This doesn't end the live stream, does it? No, here it is. Okay, how the fuck do I... Oh dude, YouTube is weird with like the way you can get back to stuff. Anyway, let's just keep on reading these patch notes. So yeah, this is gonna make like physical damage like easier to mitigate against during campaign and like all the way up to endgame, and like in endgame for everything except for like the heavy hitters as well. But endgame heavy hitter physical monsters might hurt even more than before. I actually don't know yet. I haven't like tried this out all too much yet. But maybe. Some stuff that was named Dreadnought has been renamed to like other names. Dreadnought is gonna be the new class with Demolitionist and Berserker in the Fangs of Astakarn expansion, so it makes like sense to rename stuff that's, well, unrelated to that class to like other names. Kaiser gameplay, yep. Let's go.
Good, you're back.
Spite? I'm gonna catch up with the chat later. I'm gonna like get through the patch notes first, I think, and then we can like discuss this stuff in chat as well. So Spite, reduced cast speed, added physical pierce damage modifier for Phantasma Blades, removed cooldown reduction, Energy cost reduction and damage penalty modifiers for PB as the transmuter is now usable by all damage types. Oh yeah, remove this. Right. Yeah, okay, I mean, Spite was before like the only way to do like spam pierce Phantasmal Blades, because the transmitter in the tree... Music is a little loud, isn't it? The transmitter in the tree converted Phantasmal Blades to Vitality, so you needed like another way to make like spam pierce work, and that was only Spite, but now... yeah, despite all of this, it can work with all weapons now. Of course, Spite is still gonna be like a great weapon, and Rancor... Well, Rancor is more like bleed related, right? Am I gonna cast Prize Strike or leveling? I might or might not cast Prize Strike for at least one level, yeah. Monster Frequence. Increased drop rate of Ugnenborg 200 crossbows in the Barrow Home Cellar. Fix an issue where the altar at the end was not guaranteed spawn. Okay, yeah. Like, people were talking about this like the other day when I was like trying to try to farm the 200 crossbow. The crossbows do only drop in Barrow Home now, right? So it's like additional reasons on why to not side but rather defeat Barrow Home. Like, for example, the tactician, the beginner tactician I made, that character will now have to like actually not sign but rather go hostile with Barrow Home in order to like farm these like 200 crossbows. You can only get the pistols now for Everest Marrowell and no longer like this one, which is interesting. Bone Scythe, increased percent damage penalty for Bone Harvest to minus 26%. I think it was like 22 before, something like that. So yeah, slight nerf on this. Colossal Bulwark added skill proc and increased percent physical damage dealt to Aether to 50%. That's interesting, like for like Krieg Death Knights, I guess. Colossal Defender added modifiers for Menhir's Bulwark, whatever those are. Gaze of Ungoliax increased core damage modifier for Elf Omen to 150. Grounded Blitz's Tail added modifiers for Field Command. That might be pretty interesting. We can like check it out maybe on the run here as well. I'm not gonna use this for my next run, but you might just like take a small detour to like run the pleth and like see what kind of modifier it has to Field Command. I believe this is a like Vitality Death Knight weapon-ish. Vitality Death Knight is kinda terrible like before you get to Blood Knight set, I think, though. Maybe that's has been changed though. Anyway, Makadal's Dreadblade now is even better for Reaper, has modifiers for Spectral Binding. Messenger's Blaze Cannon also gets modifiers for Field Command. I think this was like the Fire Warcry weapon. Alright. Certus Corruptor increased chaos damage modifier for Cadence to 200 and added modifiers for Doombolt. That's a pretty cool weapon. I was using this on the like Chaos Witchblade playthrough. And I mean, you kind of want to play Cadence on that one anyway. And yeah, the Doombolt stuff might be interesting too. Spectral Arbas added 100% Chaos to Wit and 100% of Pierce dealt as Wit for Phantasmal Blades. Dreadnought Footpad have been renamed, and then legendary non-set items, Amarust and Crusher. Yeah, ABB, like this one gets like more damage penalty again, which I think it had before, and then they removed that, but now they like buffed ABB, we're gonna get to that later. And then like are putting this back on here, I guess. Conduit of Deathly Whispers, increased Chaos damage modifier for Chaos variant of Eloman. I don't know why you would want to play Chaos Eloman, but okay. It probably has like some Chaos resistance reduction to Eloman as well, which might maybe be like handy in the future for like certain builds that want to play like Chaos Necromancer. But I feel like Chaos Necromancer is like so doomed in the first place. Like it's just most of the time terrible, unless there's like absolutely insane gear coming for Chaos Necromancer in the future expansion. Who knows? Conduit of Runic Whispers, increased damage and offensive defensive ability reduction on the Aether and Chaos variants of Word of Pain. Okay, I mean, that's a buff to something that's very underused, I think, so I guess that's fine. Probably won't be used a lot still, but in case you do want to use it, it's better now. Gildor's Guard. Skill bonus is redesigned to support retaliation gameplay and replace % pierce damage with 52 offensive ability. Gildor's Guard. Isn't that like the one chest piece is like absolutely useless? Since like... It's been useless since Forgotten Gods came out, since like for 6 years already. Yeah, this chest right here. So they removed the pierce damage and added like retaliation stuff on it. Like more, really had some of it.
Good, you're back.
Oh, skill bonus is redesigned. The stuff down here for retail. Okay, that makes more sense. Replace pierce damage with OA. Yeah, I mean, nobody's ever gonna use this for pierce damage, and OA is just better for all builds, so that's nice. Yo, Theos, thanks for the Prime. Welcome on, welcome on. And Mr. Rapples as well with the 10 months earlier. Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome on, guys. 40 billion months already on Theos. Appreciate it. Dreadwalker would have been better than Dreadmaker. I guess so, yeah. But isn't Dreadwalker like another set already? Like a blue set, maybe? What's the blue set called? The like blue Vitality Drainessence set. When a weapon says minus 40% weapon damage, does that mean it deals 80% weapon damage? Yeah. Yeah, if you have like minus % weapon damage to your skill, and the skill has a certain number, then that number is gonna be reduced by 40%. Correct. Mark of Consumption, increased bleed damage modifier for Phantasmal Blades. Okay, Phantasmal Blades getting like quite some love this patch. Maybe we should like throw out some PB run as well. Voidrend Talons, increased % weapon damage modifier for Cadence to 60%. Okay, that's cool. It's like a pair of gloves for Cadence. More Cadence strength in there. Armor of the Eternal Night set, increased cold damage modifier for El Omen to 340. Armor of the Eternal Night is the Morgonath set, right? Okay, that's like higher damage than El Omen, that's kind of cool, but well, it's like a bit more AoE. Demon Slayer added 100% Chaos to it and 100% Cold to it. Wait, it just gets that for free now? Wait, they did not have that before? Interesting. I guess they just make it like way easier now to get any kind of conversion in general, and so they just like slam it in here. Also, the Demon Slayer's Life Ender now actually has Phantasmal Blades modifier on the pistol. I made a Demon Slayer build at some point, not all too long ago. I should probably like dig out that build again, like see how it looks like now. Corvus Fury, reduce CDR to Ring of Steel to -1 second. So no longer can you spam Ring of Steel as much. Right Against Folly, increased acid damage modifier for Element to 340. Right Against Jam, increased damage on Element to 120. So like more Element AoEs. Element is getting like some damage buffs here and there, but I mean it's like a debuff skill. So Wildwood's Betrayal, increased damage on the ground skill. Oh, that's cool. A small but noticeable Wildwood's buff. Okay, here we go. Devotions. This is like the more impactful build for like the more impactful stuff for like all the builds, right? So Wraith. Wraith Devotion has 3% physical resistance. Honestly, that's kind of crazy, because like Wraith was already not bad. Like even non-lightning or non-aether builds like sometimes use this for like blue and purple devotions. Like affinity, and now you have 3% physical resistance somewhere here as well. That like makes it as good as Lotus. Maybe even better than Lotus. That's kind of crazy to be fair. Like, especially when you consider how hard it is to get like physical resistance nowadays. Speaking of Lotus, replaced physical resistance with reflect resistance and health regen. Increased %, increased healing. So Lotus no longer has physical resistance. RIP. I mean, the healing increase stuff is still great, and they doubled the number from 10% to 20%, right? So that is good. And the reflection resistance? Honestly, the reflection resistance is also really nice, because like, there aren't many... what's it called again? Reflected damage reduction, okay. There aren't many nodes in the tree, or like, there aren't many ways in general even to get like reflect damage reduction. Like Owl 15%, Crane 22%, Watcher 20%. And Lotus gets how much? 25%? That's more than all the others. That's crazy, what the hell? That is a big number. Like, I don't know why it's more than Watcher, honestly. Like, Watcher is a tier 2 devotion. Like, it's way harder to get Watcher. This one is like a tier 1, right? It's like Crane or like Owl. But like, since at most, to get to all of these nodes, you will only have to like spend 2 points, right? It's either 2 here, 2 here, or 2 here. You get like 25% for like 2 points, like 3 points if you don't have like Yellow Affinity. I mean, that's 10% more than Owl for like no significant reason. That's honestly a high number. I'm surprised that's so high. It should be like 15 or 20% maybe in my opinion, but okay. Night Talon added 3% physical resistance, just like Wraith, the Night Talon. Which, to be fair, is a underused devotion, I think. I mean, some like bleed builds can use this, but otherwise it always felt very mediocre. So this one getting physical resistance, I think, is a good call. I like it more here than Wraith, like balance-wise, because Wraiths are like pretty good too. And Lotus lost the Physrus, but like gained the insane retail. Like, I'm not retail, but like reflect resistance. That's kind of nice too. And now the big elephant in the room, the Kraken, now has 240% retaliation damage. So 200 retaliation builds also like, well, sucked for reasons that aren't, I mean, that are kind of obvious. One of the reasons were that, well, most of the retaliation devotions were shield based, like the stuff here, or like, I mean, yeah, mostly shield maiden, but some other stuff like also benefited like more from shields. But there are like plenty of 200 retaliation items on the game, so I made like a 200 retaliation build as well at some point. So you're kind of like thinking, okay, why is 200 retail so bad? And well, it's at least better now. I don't know if it's like actually good enough or not, but it's definitely better now than before. I assume they sprinkled like some, I mean, some across the nodes. We're gonna like check them out in game in a second. Okay, so yeah, interesting devotion changes in my opinion. Soldier, clean sweep, removed percent damage weapon penalty. So Blade Arc is getting some buffs, I guess, and clean sweep no longer has minus 25% weapon damage, which also makes like cooldown Blade Arc better in this case. What else do they have? Force Wave, increased damage scaling with rank. Hey, Force Wave buff, what? Rending Force, increased physical damage scaling with rank. That's another Force Wave thing. Tremor, increased damage modified penalty to minus 45%. Okay, so they are buffing cooldown Force Wave. Right, this part is getting buffed. Like these two nodes are getting buffed. But Tremor has a 45% instead of a 28% penalty now. Which is a big increase of a penalty, to be fair. Yeah, maybe you have to like play another Force Wave Soldier to like feel out these changes. Force Wave spam might not be just as fast for leveling as it used to be fair. Like, this is a big nerf for like Tremor. We'll check it out. If like this can offset, like the damage increase here can offset the nerf here, but probably not quite. Demolitionist, Canister Bomb, increased damage scaling at ultimate ranks, and Grenado, increased damage scaling at ultimate ranks. I have no idea why these are getting buffed. I think they're strong enough, but okay. Occultist, Aspect of the Guardian, reduced percent physical resistance scaling with rank to 8% by rank 12, 12% by max ultimate rank. Yeah, physical resistance nerfed to Occultist. I feel like Occultist is getting squishier by the minute, like every single patch. Okay, to be fair, okay, it was like 10% already only on 12 points. This used to be, I think, like 12%, and it used to be like up to 20% or something like that at max. Now it's like 13 only. 10 to 13. Okay, now this is 8 to 12. I guess from like 10 to 13 to like 8 to 12 is not like a big nerf, but it is yet another small nerf. And Russell's Blade Burst is getting more damage increase, so as I said earlier, right? Also the Nightblade that we just played with like ABB for early leveling is gonna be stronger now than before. Dual Blades, on the other hand, has no longer any kind of physical resistance, but instead has percent armor. This would actually probably make, at least for like endgame, most Nightblades. Well, tankier against trash, but like squishier against single target. So it had like the same like 10 to 13% numbers that like Blood Reek had in the last patch. But now it's all gone, it's all percent armor. Phantasmal Blades, increased armor scaling. Phantasmal Armor rather, increased armor scaling with rank to 300 by 12 to 550% by max ultimate rank. On the other hand, this is what Occultist doesn't get, right? Occultist doesn't have like any flat armor. And this class has a lot of armor now actually. So it has 200 at the rank 12, now 300. And up to 550 at max rank, instead of 400. That is a lot of armor, right? That is a lot of armor. Rest in peace, Witch Hunters, yeah. Witch Hunter had like pretty low HP and like low armor compared to say like a Dervish. But it always felt like a bit tankier to me on hardcore, like for endgame, because, well, you could get like up to 80% physical resistance in the past on a Witch Hunter, which you definitely can't anymore. It's from like 80% down to like 20, 30% maybe. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so they did increase the armor here, and you get like percent armor here, which like obviously multiplies this as well. So Nightblade is gonna have a lot of armor suddenly, which it didn't have in the past. Which also means that like classes like, say, a Trickster, with like additional flat armor from Shaman, or something like a Blade Master with like percent armor and field command, it's gonna also have like a lot more armor than before. Like 4k, 5k armor, and like Blade Master should be like, if you have like heavy armor as well on your character, right? Should be pretty good. Physical resistance applies after armor. Right? I'm pretty sure it does. Let me read the rest here, and then we're gonna like talk about the patch properly. Arcanist. Wait, no, we're Plasma Blade still. Increased bleed damage, scaling with rank. Yeah, PB honestly, like in general, just felt like lackluster. So it has like higher bleed damage now, increased weapon damage scaling as well, and frenetic throw, like the ability that like allows you to spam these, no longer has any conversion. So if you want to play like Vitality Blades, you will need to get some gear for it, which exists. And if you want to play like any kind of other like spam PB, you can just do that now with a transmitter as well. No longer do you have to like find some other like weird stuff that... Yeah, I think this is a very good change. I think like having conversion on an ability that also makes it spammable was like kind of weird, because it well locks out certain playstyles for like kind of no reason. So this opens up like a lot more like for endgame. I think it actually doesn't change as much, but you can play certain builds like a lot earlier now. Ring of Steel now hits with both hands when dual wielding melee weapons. Reduced pierce damage scaling with rank. So this is obviously a big buff to this ability when you're dual wielding. I'm not sure if it works on this playtest. When I was playing it on the Eternal playtest build the other day, it didn't work yet. So this might not work yet, but will be fixed very soon. Like, if there's like another hotfix soon, this will be like among the things that are going to be fixed. Like Zenta is aware of this not working. But maybe it already works right now on this public playtest. Arcanist, Trojan Sky Shard, increased damage scaling with ultimate ranks. I think that's fair. I think like compared to like some other abilities in Arcanist that got like buffs over the years, TSS was still solid, but maybe like a little bit slightly behind like some other stuff. So I think this, I mean, this is also only like ultimate rank, so like the effect's kind of like only endgame. Yeah, that's fair, I think. Shaman, Brute Force, increased HP. Okay, there's gonna be like some HP buffs in here in this patch, I can tell you that. Since like physical resistance is getting nerfed across the board, another big layer to be tanky now in Grim Dawn is just gonna be HP, which in the past, I mean, it was always important, but not as important as it is gonna be now. So builds in the past that had like 15,000 HP are gonna have like 20-25,000 HP eventually, easily, I feel like nowadays. Which also like shifts the standards around, at least towards endgame. I think you need like a lot more HP than you used to. Like 15s, like the minimum in the past felt like 10 to 12k, now I feel like 15k is the absolute minimum, and you rather want to have like towards 20 to 25k maybe on some builds even. So yeah. Like if you, for example, check out the scaling on Brute Force. Brute Force used to have like 700 to 1800 HP. And now it just has like 1312 to 2520 HP. Like, that's a lot more. It's like 700 HP more. Devouring Swarm actually also gets like more damage. And still like a debuff ability, but better AoE, I guess, I don't know. Embodying Presence, updated physical resistance scaling with rank to match that of other similar skills. So like 8 and 12. Rest in peace, Physicals on pet builds. 8 and 12. Wait, it's still the same though. Oh, they really nerfed that. Oh, maybe like the scaling like is a bit different than it used to be. Like it scales like a little bit differently. Up to 8 and up to 12. I mean, that's what they're saying here as well. Armor and Oak Skin from 200, like up to 200 and rank tank 400 by ultimate rank. This used to be 105 and 250, so almost double the armor as well in Oak Skin. Promise Strike, increased damage scaling with rank. Storm Surge, increased lightning damage scaling with rank. Thunderous Strike, increased damage modified penalty to minus 45%, increased damage penalty to 110. So kind of similar to Force Wave, right? Like base skill is getting buffed. Spam is getting nerfed. Which definitely means that obviously like cooldown version is a lot stronger. Spam version might be either equal or like slightly worse than before, depends on the exact numbers. I would have to test this out. Yeah, maybe you have to like do another Promise Strike run as well, I don't know. Or like just check out like endgame a bit. Inquisitor, Aura of Conviction, reduced physical resistance scaling also to 8 and 12 only. So yeah, also Inquisitor Physicals is getting gutted. Like, what is this? From 10. Okay, I mean, these were really like the same numbers as in Blood of Trigue, but they're like getting slightly reduced even further, just like Blood of Trigue. On the other hand, you have Vigor now, which is, in my opinion, absolutely nuts. Like, Vigor is, I think, by far the best ability in all of Nightblade, in all of Inquisitor now. This thing used to have 1000 HP and 100 armor, and up to 2800 HP and 200 armor already, which was already like a lot, I think. But now it's 1550 HP and 3250 HP, and also 200 armor and 400 armor. So literally doubled the armor, and it's like another 700, no, actually not quite as much HP buff, but like 400, 500 more HP as well. Kinda crazy. Hallo, hallo. Guten Abend.
Guten Abend.
Thanks for the 44 months, Mechanical Engineer. Welcome on, welcome on. Also, Horn of Gander has increased pierce damage now, but I mean, that's... I don't know. To be fair, Horn can actually, if you like have a build that like happens to juice it, be good AoE. Unironically, but like single target obviously is terrible. Necromancer, Bone Harvest. Increased damage scaling with rank. Okay. Dread, added vitality damage scaling with rank. Replace percent damage bonuses with percent all damage scaling with rank. And increase its values to 175% by rank 12 to 320% by max ultimate rank. These are like big Bone Harvest buffs, to be fair. Like, there's not even like any nerf, like any compensation nerf like on Force Wave or like Promise Strike, right? These are just big nerfs. And this stuff has like additional flat damage as well now. Big bone nerfs. Also Soul Harvest increased also more, and okay, it's just like insane buffs across the board, I guess. I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. Crazy Bone Harvest buffs, okay. Also look at Spectral Binding, right? Increased HP scaling ranked to 2660 by rank 12, 5060 by ultimate rank. I mean, this was already like 1450 to 3500, but it's like literally 5000 HP now on max ultimate rank. Like, holy moly. And it's kind of hard to get there, but that is a lot of HP. And to be fair, you know what? Like, Necromancer needed the buff. Like, Necro has no armor, right? No armor in the tree, never had physical resistance. But the thing is, like, I think because it never had physical resistance, all this, like, physical stuff, physical damage nerfs, benefits Necro quite a lot, even though it has no armor. Because, well, it never had physical resistance in the first place. It also kinda, I think, benefits Soldier, because, like, Soldier, well, it always had armor, but it... I mean, okay, yeah, it never had physical resistance, right? Like, Minior's Bulwark was always Absorption. They did not touch Absorption, actually. Interesting. Oathkeeper. Ages of Menhir increased damage scaling with rank. Heart of Wrath increased burn damage scaling with rank. And Safeguard increased armor scaling with rank to 205 and 425 by max outwit rank. Which used to be... 95 and 215. Which is, well, pretty much double as well. Double the armor and Safeguard. And some damage buffs here. I think that's fair.
Good, you're back.
Actually arrivé ante trekt betrekt erect squadrol erect cocktail erect cocktail rect blooms lead erect trekt script erect sinitarekt betrekt erect e.
If this patch makes you erect too, consider leaving your comments as well and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.